Is it just a huge brick?
Yeah, is it like when you buy one of those $10 Hershey bars and it's just a brick of chocolate? I don't know. We'll find out next week on the podcast. If that's not a reason to tune in, I don't know if there is one. It's D.I. Kyle.
By the way, if you don't pronounce D.I., it just sounds like Dick Kyle. I don't know if you thought about that before you came up with your new alter ego.
Well, you've got to pronounce
YouTube
it. That's
sensation name.
Sure, is it a byproduct that I might be getting called Dick Kyle?
Surely not the first time.
And definitely not the last. A star is coming to town, and that star is Steve's hair. So right now, we have been offered, and we have graciously accepted, an apology from one of our listeners.
Yeah, she was so wrong and so dumb.
So dumb.
It's terrible. That's so rude.
That's Kyle Tickle and the Ivories there on Malt Shop Bob. Man, you nailed it. You got it.
It's taken a little bit of time, but I finally honed in. I know what,
About 5 hours and 10 minutes or so.
I know what buttons to hit at the right times now.
Yep. Buttons. How many buttons are on a piano?
What is that? About 130?
Yep.
Is that what that looks like?
Yeah, it sounds about right. It's a custom one. Custom job over there.
Well, they realized the 88, which I believe is your standard idiot machine, just wasn't enough for me. Had to up it to go with the jumbo idiot machine. Get about 130 of those.
So we're back. We're back for another episode on schedule. Because,
I don't think we expected this.
We did not. I started thinking on, by the way, it's Sunday, October 14th, 2018, the year of our Lord. It was on Thursday or Friday that once your baby's due date came and went, because the due date was Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday, yeah.
And I started thinking, oh man, this means we got to record a podcast on Sunday.
Right.
I was kind of looking forward to the week off. A little bit of a hectic week here, so I thought, this will be nice. I'll kind of close out the weekend nice and relaxed. But yeah, got an email from you yesterday with some stuff, podcast related stuff attached to it, and I sent you a text. I was like, so we're doing this, huh?
Yeah, boy. I waited till Saturday p.m. to start doing the normal stuff I do for the podcast every week. And still a very, very outside chance that wouldn't need to use it. But here we are, Sunday morning, the standard. Still no baby,
Still
Steve.
no baby.
Still no baby. We are now 3 days post due date.
I think that's fairly normal, right? I always hear that for the first baby, a lot of times they come out past the due date.
Yeah.
Which you think they'd adjust that? Like, you think that they would just tell you, like, the due date was the 11th. We'll say 15th.
Yeah, and for whatever reason they just keep it straight at 40 weeks, and that's it. So that was Thursday for us. We are now 3 days post, waiting anxiously. We really we didn't have anything scheduled for this week. She had some work dates that were very flexible. They kind of put her on the schedule, but not to do anything type of thing. And so there she was going to work. She's at work right now.
That's insane.
Just waiting.
I think it's crazy.
Waiting. And so, yeah, we didn't have anything planned. So it's been kind of, sitting around the house. I'll try to scare her. Maybe that'll scare the baby out of her.
That's a good idea.
I think that's how that
jump
works.
Out and bang pots and pans in her face.
I wait for her to for the very first second to close her eyes.
Yeah.
And then I clap my hands right behind her and scream at the same time.
And no baby's falling out
yet? Not yet. I'm just waiting for a contraction, just anything.
Is that how it works, by the way? You just have to scare them really loud?
Yeah, that's how you get rid of hiccups.
Yeah.
Right? That's scientifically proven.
It's true.
So in this,
you really learned a lot in those baby classes, didn't you?
Yeah. In this world, it is get rid of hiccups. You scare someone to start contractions. You scare someone louder. There's levels of it, Steve. Now that's what I learned in those baby classes. So I beg of you to understand me what I'm telling you.
You're basically an expert.
Yeah. So we're in a holding pattern. We had some things to do around the house yesterday that she assisted with because she refuses to sit down right now, thinking that moving will help.
Well, that, and she has to be so incredibly uncomfortable.
There is some
point.
discomfort, yeah. And I wish she'd kind of keep it down, but of course I kid. No, I feel awful. It looks terribly uncomfortable and everything. Trouble sleeping, trouble getting comfortable anywhere.
So I saw her post a picture on Facebook one day last week. Is she sitting on bouncing on a large exercise ball?
Just bouncing away. Like home, not sitting in a chair, sitting on a ball, just bouncing, hoping that'll begin anything.
I bet if you went onto Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, you could probably find somebody giving away a trampoline. People are always giving those things away, man. They're good for for like one summer, and then your kids are like, screw that, I don't want one anymore. Get Katie a trampoline so she can just go out in the backyard and bounce.
Oh, you're thinking full size.
Oh, yeah.
I was
not
thinking
one of those
like
little,
exercise kind where you can just jump straight up and down.
I don't want one of the ones that like the super mascot uses at the basketball game to dunk.
You think she needs full size? I think safety
she needs,
net,
12 feet across, maybe a basketball hoop on one of the poles so she can dunk.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to become like a slam ball video while she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Then. That's where
exactly.
I don't know where the medical profession stands on full size trampolining at 40 and a half weeks pregnant.
Well, let me tell you, I haven't read any medical reports where they discourage it.
That's
It basically means if it's not discouraged, it's encouraged. So
trampoline after 40 weeks pregnant. There's got to be some science on this, right? Like, it pushes the baby out in an hour.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of...
You could have a baby by lunchtime.
That's not bad. She's at work, so I just need to bring the trampoline to her workplace.
Now, does she work, let's see, is there any chance she'd be, like, not on the first floor, but maybe up on the second floor? Hop out a window right onto the trampoline.
Hey! Land right on the back.
Little extra
maybe
force.
On the feet. Not actually lifting off the trampoline, it appears to be the recommendation. I gently jumped on a trampoline about 8 hours before I went into labor.
For 8 hours?
No, jumped on about 8 hours before this person went into labor.
Gotcha.
But there's... To me, this feels like one of the million old wives' tales. It's always, spicy food. Oh, it's all, there's all of these ideas that people think that, well, this worked for me. Well, yeah, but that's probably not the medical reason it started.
Yeah.
That's probably, I had a burrito and had a baby the next day. Well, okay, I don't know if that's cause and effect.
Yeah. Okay. Good news. Do you have $20?
In my pocket.
Right here in this town, posted 4 days ago on Facebook Marketplace. Found you a trampoline.
Hey,
$20.
Full size.
Mat still works fine, but if you want to buy a new mat, they range from 35
That does
to
not
about
work
50.
fine, Steve. There's 4 springs missing the connection.
Look, Katie just jumps on this area over here. Well, maybe not, no, because there's a couple missing there.
So she has to be dead center or off.
She's got to use this thing like one time. $20? You spend more than that on like, a cup of coffee and a Lucky Billy bar.
Uh-huh.
Actually, no, Lucky Billy bar, still just 75 cents, comma, for you, comma, the working man.
Always.
But yeah, look, I mean, there's a kid bouncing on the trampoline in this picture.
This thing is a death trap. We should pay them $20 to bring it to the dump. Look at that thing.
Look, I think it'll work.
It's missing like 8 springs.
I'll tell you what, I'll bounce on it a couple times just to make sure.
Check the integrity.
Maybe we'll redistribute some of the springs, like take this one over here and add it over here. So that way,
so you're thinking disperse the gap instead of 3 in a row?
Yeah, because there's like probably, like you said, probably about 8 springs missing. So instead of them being like 4 and 4, we just spread them out so they're all around it. And we're good. A baby, like I said, here by lunchtime.
Again, she's bouncing on this at work or, as you said, out the second floor window onto the trampoline, which is ground level, to spur the process of labor.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Appreciate those ideas.
Yeah.
Again, I'm going to check those medical journals. Maybe we just throw her out of an airplane.
It's another option.
You know?
Not as safe. Well, I don't know. Jumping out of the
Second floor into a mat missing 8 springs, or jumping out of an airplane.
Yeah. I guess it could go either way.
I would actually feel safer with my chances skydiving than jumping out the second floor window onto a trampoline missing 6 to 8 springs.
So any day now, there will be a little baby in this world.
Yeah.
This podcast will be put on hold for a week or so.
Hopefully just one episode, but it won't trust, like
that's
we
right.
said.
I have legions of fans lined up, ready to step in and be guest hosts.
Oh, do we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know my seat was being temporarily filled.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do I know any of these people, or are we just talking listeners? Or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I don't want to say.
You wouldn't want to offend me.
No.
I mean,
but they're really good.
They're really okay. I mean, we have our friend Jake, does his own podcast.
No.
Not Jake. We're not going that low.
Come on.
Not shooting that low in the barrel.
No.
Sorry, Jake. Is it a list? I mean, I guess this is probably the best time to tell you then as well. Had a conversation with my brother. That happens all the time. Had a conversation with your brother one night ago, Steve.
My brother.
I'm sorry.
What was his name? Mark?
Yeah, something with an M. Mike. Mike is the brother. You don't know where he works.
Mm-hmm. How's his? Has he changed careers? Is he moving?
Not since the last time you spoke, which apparently was 6 years ago.
That's nonsense.
And
I got a text from my brother just last night.
Okay, maybe he was texting around to all of his brothers then, because that's when I got my text.
Must have been. Although I never replied to it, so maybe it was late, and maybe he was feeling kind of
like 9:15.
Well, I mean, after all, we know that 8 o'clock is the witching hour.
Yeah, listen, Philip, if you're not going to get off your lazy butt and do the witching hour idea, Steve and I have to bust out the pens and crayons ourselves and get this thing. Do people still use colored pencils? Is that something we'd use?
Yes, absolutely.
Colored pencils are still a
you
thing?
can still get them at the store. Crayola, pack of 50.
Maybe you and I need to do our own witching hour design.
All right.
Because Philip seems to be asleep at the wheel right now.
So I see it. It's me with a witch's hat.
Yep.
And like the stereotypical witch nose.
Yep.
And maybe like the big wart on the side of the face, and riding a broom past a clock that says 8 o'clock. But it's a cuckoo clock that, the hands are pointing at 8, and then there's a little thing on the bottom that says Friday, because Friday night 8 p.m. is the witching hour.
Yeah, that, or Steve like grabbing his broom, smiling as the clock ticks to 8 o'clock as it leans against a wall. Those are all options, but we digress. Had a conversation with my brother last night.
That's my brother, not yours.
Sent me a text
because I don't want to talk to your brother.
Asking that is rude.
Poor Robert, just sitting there. He's like, finally, somebody else's brother is.
I don't know if my brother's listening. My brother is very upset with you over recent comments made on this very podcast.
Oh, boy.
About his safari animal-esque stature. And listen, I told him, I washed my hands of it. I said, I will no longer tolerate it.
What did I say?
I believe you used gazelle in a negative light. Giraffe. My brother is currently on hiatus from the references you and only you have made to him on this podcast. And I told him, I said, listen, that's it. I'm not going to sit there for it anymore. If it happens again, there's going to be some threats of fisticuffs.
Yeah.
Because I won't stand for slander.
Again, me and me alone have made derogatory comments about your brother.
I don't want to pull back the curtain too much,
First
Steve.
of all, there's no chance I would have called him a gazelle, because gazelles are fast, and he is not. Look, I'm telling it like it is.
Hey, man.
I'm
not wearing a long sleeve, but I'm pulling it up anyway.
Nobody likes to tell it like it is, guy.
Yeah, nobody.
But Robert's not fast. He's not a fast runner.
Listen, I told him that I will no longer tolerate family slander because I don't want to peel back the curtain too far here, okay? But Steve and I have had some heated discussions about the treatment of my brother on this podcast where I've had to have a sit down and, hey, you watch it.
Buster.
Listen here, bub. You cool it. Understand? And I thought we were on the same page.
Yep.
So, to my brother, I apologize. And that's to my brother, Robert. I don't need to apologize to my brother, Mike. He hasn't been offended. The only reason he's been offended is that his other brother, Steven, doesn't know where he works.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's a real jerk.
Yeah.
So, had a conversation with him last night. Now that you mentioned...
I totally know the name...
Where he works?
Of the... Yeah. Of course. It's... Yeah, that one right there.
I mean, you don't want to give it away because
no, exactly.
You don't want people harassing him when he's at work.
Yeah, not at all.
So everybody leave my brother Mike alone. So I had a conversation with him last night. So it's funny you mentioned, Steve, as we digress again, guest hosting while I am off after I give birth to the baby.
After you give birth to the baby, right. Yeah. Doing all the hard work.
Doing all the labor here. And him and I are back on track to... make our own podcast, Steve.
Really?
It felt really nice last night to have even a very brief conversation about sports.
Yeah, sport ball.
Just really getting into it. We talked about... Now let me just give you the question I posited him.
I'm assuming... So you talked footy ball, probably?
There was a little bit of football discussion, yeah.
Footy ball?
Not the reason he texted me. He texted me to ask about the impending birth of my baby, which is... one more text than I've gotten from you outside of, we got to do this podcast tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess we didn't text you the Friday inviting you out for a meal.
Not happy about that either. Not happy about not being able to go to that. So he sent me well wishes. And
any advice? Because, I mean, he's a father 2 times over.
He said, well, life will change for the better in a few days when Joseph Michael... graces us with his presence. He's assuming I am naming my baby after him.
Well, yeah, after,
and his son.
Yeah, after Joey, of course, because
he's my arch rival.
Right.
And if you don't know, if you don't remember that story,
that
how old is Joey now?
Joey is 6.
Joey is my 6-year-old
6 or 5
arch rival.
I lose.
Well,
track.
my youngest nephew is 5.
Okay, so Joey is 5.
Yeah,
because they were born just months apart.
And he is my arch nemesis in all things sports related. Mm-hmm. He has what the kids call owned me on a handful of occasions.
Yeah.
He told me the Pistons stink.
Yep.
He took some shots at the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
En route to his Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So I sit mouth agape, just quieted by the insults of this 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But we've moved past that. We talked. The most recent discussion we've had, we mended fences, Steve. Yeah. All the fences with me and the 5-year-old nephew of you were mended.
5.5, actually.
5.5.
Yeah, because when you're a little kid, those halves,
those are important.
They're very important.
You don't want to get lumped down into the lower end of things. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's an April. He's an April birthday. So yeah, we're right at the half year mark, on his way to 6.
Man. About to have one of my own. Oh, God. So scared. So I said, it looks like you guys will be coasting to the NFC East title. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Well, after watching all of the games this year, and I definitely have not missed one of them, I can say that sure seems like the Eagles were suffering a bit of a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
But big win last Sunday.
Yeah.
Followed by a big win on Thursday night against division rivals, the New York Giants.
Hey, how about that?
That's Saquon Barkley. He looks like he's going to be a real something to contend with for the next X amount of years, which is what my brother told me in a text last week.
All of those things are just the Barkley note.
No, just the Barkley note.
Because the fact that you even know who they beat or that they beat anybody is kind of impressive.
No. I watched a good amount of the game on Thursday night because it was I had totally forgotten that they were playing on Thursday night, and then I'm like about to go to bed, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, the Eagles are playing tonight, and in the side gig, we have a season long NFL bet. Yeah. One of the teams that I drew this week was the Eagles, so I always have an interest in how they're playing, but it was like, a vested interest this week, so I pull it up. I'm like, oh crap! Oh, wait a minute, I can watch this game on it would have been nationally televised.
Yeah, Amazon, I believe.
But so I went onto my Apple TV, hit the Amazon Prime app, bam, I'm watching the game, and I ended up staying up way too late watching like the second and third quarters of the game. So I was thrilled when I woke up Friday morning, saw that they had held on, because when I went to bed, I think it was 24-6 or something.
Yeah,
and extremely excited Friday morning when I woke up.
Was that in Philadelphia?
No, that was at the Meadowlands.
I was going to say, does your brother go to all the home games? He sees ticket holders, even if it's a Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night?
I would assume he would.
Still going, working the sleep schedule around it and the work schedule around it.
Yeah, because I think I'm not sure how many tickets he has, but I know it's like him and either one or two of his friends. They go and tailgate.
So are you and I still on track then for the playoff game there this year, like we were last year?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We'll be smoking those cigars that were the number one cigars.
The Arturo Fuente, Eye of the Shark
2.
Eye of the Shark 2.
Yeah.
Still looking.
Yeah.
That's a callback.
Boy, I do remember, though, my brother tweeting at us last year tweeting us a picture of him tailgating at the game we wanted to go to, smoking the cigar that he didn't send us.
We need a cigar guy, because I still want to do that where we can do Cigar Cast.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to Cigar Dave?
I don't know what that is.
Cigar Dave is a nationally syndicated radio show.
What?
He's on like 300 radio stations, and he talks about cigars.
Really?
Yeah.
The Arturo Fuente Don Carlos.
Eye
of the Shark, Steve.
Wasn't there a number at the end of it? I thought it was like Eye of the Shark 2.
I don't see any. You might be right, but I don't see any now. So yeah, you're right. He was supposed to give us a hand with finding those. So
are they available now?
I don't know. Let me look at cigarsdirect.com. Out of stock.
Because you got a baby coming.
Yeah.
And old school dad tactics were that you are obviously nowhere near the delivery room. Hell, you're probably not even at the hospital.
She'll call me when he's born.
Yeah. And then you show up wearing your suit because you just came from your business job. Mm-hmm. And you have a box of cigars, and they either have a little blue or a little pink ribbon on them. And you hand them out to all the other men. And then you just light up right there in the waiting room of the hospital.
Right in the cancer ward.
Yeah.
And
puff away.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Boy. Whatever happened to that era?
If I bought you a cigar after the birth of your baby boy,
sure,
would you smoke it with me?
Sure. I like a good cigar.
Okay. I'm going to the Speedway gas station, and I'm going to get the best cigar that they have there.
Ooh. You're talking upwards of like $1.50.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa.
Get you a nice Stogue.
All right. On the podcast in the basement, you think?
I'm sure we can set up some kind of box fan contraption to...
Where it just blows it into like out one of your...
Yeah, out the windows. Yeah. Perfect.
Maybe like a big PVC pipe where every time we exhale, we have to exhale into the pipe and it exits out the window.
Yeah, I'll build something. Yeah. It'll be like a T-shaped and then...
Yeah.
Oh, and it goes right out. Perfect.
So I'll be curious to get your thoughts here, because as Mike and I delved into this idea, we were talking about the top 3 teams in the NFC. Because Mike's down on the Eagles this year. I think that's important to say. The defending Super Bowl champions, like you said, suffering a bit of a hangover. Still 3-3.
Yeah.
And by all means, look to be in control of the NFC East right now as the other teams stutter their way to non-relevance. So we're talking about the top 3 teams in the NFC, Steve, and like who could challenge the Eagles. So who do you got? Top 3, NFC, go.
Top how many?
Top 3, if you could.
In what?
That's the NFC. That's a part of the NFL.
Right, of course, yeah. NFC.
Obviously.
Northern Football Conference.
Sure, yeah. National, Northern, they all mean the same thing. Can you imagine if they split up the teams by North-South? I mean, they still do East and West, but North-South. But doesn't that feel kind of weird?
Isn't that what, like, baseball does that, right?
Yeah, and I'm assuming it's just travel-related, but... boy, like, I don't even know. I couldn't tell you 3 people on the Seattle Seahawks right now.
Yeah.
Because I never see them. So, Steve, I got my top 3 in the NFC. Who do you have?
What was that? That was NFC.
The NFC, it's the National Football Conference.
NFC East, of course. Yeah, well,
I mean that's the division in the conference.
You got the Eagles on top.
You got the Eagles, the best team in the NFC.
Well, right now they're 3-3. I mean, trailed by the Redskins at.
Whoa! It looks like you're only looking at the NFC East right now. Those are the Redskins aren't very good, so to have them at
2-2,
number 2 team,
500,
number 2 team in the NFC. No,
I'm just giving a quick rundown.
Of all the teams.
Exactly. I don't want to just focus on. Of course, you got the Rams. The Rams.
Now we're talking
in the NFC West, 5-0.
Now you've got my number 1 team in the NFC. Mike's number 1 team.
My
in the
real
NFC.
upset of the NFC is the Seahawks. At a lousy 2-3 this year. Terrible.
Can't believe it, right?
Can't get the offense in motion. How about them Saints though?
Huh?
4-1.
Who dat?
Right?
I believe is what they all say.
Say what?
Who dat?
Who dat?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's their chance. So you got the Saints somewhere in the mix as you list off random teams.
Yeah. You want my dark horse?
No, I just want your top 3.
Well, I figure if I name all of the teams... my dark horse...
Who's the dark horse?
Oh, the Bears, of course.
Oh, the Chicago Bears, the upset of the NFC right now,
Yep.
leading the NFC North over the Packers, Vikings, and my Detroit Lions. The great defense there in Chicago, Steve.
Yeah. It's they have a PF of 111.
That's points for.
Yeah. PF of 65. No big deal.
Okay. I mean, listen. So this is
they're 1-1-0 on the road.
Can you believe that? 1-1.
Yeah.
Right. That's what did you said it yourself, Steve? Batting 500.
Yeah. Exactly.
Batting 500. So your brother and I had a in-depth discussion about the Eagles. Well, not in-depth. And he said this is the kind of sports commentary that we need on the Steve and Kyle podcast. And after that, we both agreed we just need to begin our own and kick you to the curb.
Okay.
And do our own sports.
So you're going to do your own sports podcast.
Yeah.
With my brother.
Yep.
Who lives 700 miles away.
Oh, they got technology nowadays, right? Like I can dial him up on that rotary phone
with a brand new baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going to record that?
Oh, it's right here. Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, you can.
Just leave a key.
Sure. I'll very reasonable rent. Mm-hmm. Very reasonable studio rent. No problem.
Is it the type of deal we're trying to offer your side gig whenever your studio goes under construction?
Yeah. There's a good chance that's actually going to happen, too.
Really?
Yeah, at some point, because we're having another new studio built.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So there's a chance that we're going to be out of our, everyone's going to be out of our building for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So at some point in, by the way, Annette, just letting you know, at some point, I think we're going to do road shows for a week from everyone's house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to discuss those terms off air?
No, I think we do it right now.
Okay, because I
actually did hear one of the hosts talking to people at corporate offering up, saying, well, Steve's got a podcast studio in his basement.
No, sir. No.
Which is not technically true. We have a folding table.
Yeah.
With a couple of mic arms that don't seem to hold.
Yeah, that I never thought the day would come. But yeah, I think we need to discuss the financial terms of this because there's no chance they're getting out of this scot-free.
No.
And if they don't agree to the terms, this mic's coming with me.
As it should. That was a $100 microphone.
Arm and all. And I'm taking half of that mixer.
Arm too? That's a $103 microphone.
And I'm taking half the mixer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm taking the Rocky poster.
Oh, of course, yeah. You know what else you can take? Is that stupid picture of the bridge. Throw it in the garbage.
That was a gift to you from one of your coworkers.
Yeah.
That you have, you're just trying to find the exact spot you want to hang that.
Yep.
Is that what you're doing? I mean, it would look beautiful in between those two windows.
Yeah, sure would. You know what else would look good there? Something I like. That thing's been in the package for nearly 1 year.
Oh, because you want to preserve the integrity, right?
No, because I don't want to open it up and have it like infiltrate my living conditions.
Yeah, you don't want the air and possibly, anything in the air to ruin the quality of the canvas. Know what you're getting at?
Yeah, that's it.
There's going to have to be some pretty big numbers thrown around if they want to use this here
we're
folding
talking
table.
Thousands?
Oh, I'd say so. Yeah, I think so. For one, now we talking 1 day?
I get one, maybe two. I don't know. I don't know.
First of all,
everything at the radio station, they underestimate. They say
Sure.
something's going to take a week. It takes a month. So if they say we're going to be out of there for 2 weeks, it's probably 2 years. So, man, that's going to be great, though. It's going to be a fantastic commute. I'm just going to walk downstairs.
Yeah.
I could deal with that. Once the show's over, I'll be like, all right, get out.
We cash our check.
See you later. Yeah.
We're using our folding table and our
You should come
equipment.
in. You should come in those mornings and just stand in the corner with your arms crossed.
Make sure they don't touch it.
And anytime somebody does something that you don't approve of, don't say anything, but just go, mm-mm. Just nod your head side to side. No. Or say it so lightly, like we'll have you on mic, but it'll just be, no. Hey, Joe, no, sorry.
Hey, put it down.
No, don't touch that. Thank you.
Is that yours?
No, that's not yours.
Didn't think so.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers. Get out of here.
Hey, over here.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Good. Podcast will finally start turning a profit.
Well, part of the deal is we need one segment.
Okay. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I don't care what hour, but one segment, Steve and Kyle podcast, where instead of your stupid bumper music that you come back with the, what is it? Like, oh hey, listen to this bumper music. It's the Car Keys with their hot hipster jam.
Is that what we do?
No, we're coming back. The 6:36 segment, Steve, or whatever segment it is. And what's going to hit? Those beautiful tones of Kevin MacLeod. We're going to waste 2 minutes of our segment playing an intro from Kevin MacLeod.
Yeah, it's only acceptable that.
Yep.
Come back.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be great.
I
should slip this into rotation.
I was going to say, you're a producer there.
Yeah.
Why is this not in there? It's royalty free. Do you think they'd know, like,
no.
What the
They
heck
have no
this?
idea. No clue.
Like, I don't think they'd tie it to our podcast, but do you think you'd get a question about...
Yeah. Be like, what the hell?
Like, what do you mean, guys?
Hold on. Love that part.
Oh, man. You need to get this in on the radio somehow.
I could easily... It could play tomorrow.
Oh, we need to make this happen. We need to bring back that campaign of where we're going to have our listeners, anytime they call into the radio show...
Do a hostile takeover.
Yeah, just,
Or not so hostile
love
takeover.
the show, love the podcast. Or love the show, love the Steve and Kyle podcast anytime you'd call. Now, I don't think we'll ever top Josh from Maine.
What do you have, a shirt, a blindfold
and paper taped to the wall behind him with our logo and faces on it. Oh boy, here we go. Oh,
that's nice.
Stay tuned. Well, yeah, do it Wednesday. People start listening to this podcast Tuesday, so some of them can be in on it.
Oh, I should totally
slip it into the
this.
rotation on Wednesday. She's like, hey guys, I got some new bumper music. It's a hot new jam. You guys, what do you mean you never heard of Kevin and the MacLeods?
K-Mac? Come on.
Yeah, they were touring amphitheaters in the 70s, had a big hit, and this was it.
It's called Malt Shop Bop.
Malt Shop Bop. It was a look back at the 50s, a bygone era.
So he wrote a song in the 70s, looking back on the 50s. Okay.
Yeah, obviously, Steve. Isn't that how most songs go? Like John Mellencamp's made a career out of it, where he's, made songs about the era back when he was a kid.
Old Cadillacs.
Yes.
Oh, hell, Bruce Springsteen, that's all he does.
Right, so yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, this story is totally on the up and up.
I like it. Yeah, so we got
Stay tuned.
So this will be the So this will be our segment on
the side gig.
The side gig when the side gig is broadcasting live from my house.
Yep.
So we're now at the 2-minute 35-second mark of this song.
Yeah. So now
welcome back.
No. Just like the podcast. So,
just start.
Hey, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast. It is Wednesday.
Yeah, whatever, October or something, the year of our Lord.
Yep.
No one else here. Definitely not. Everyone's just here for us.
And then we get into our A-bit.
What's our A-bit going to be?
Oh, boy.
Maybe like impressions?
Ooh, you think we could bust out some impressions?
We could talk about the old standby.
Oh, my goodness.
The Pearson's Patty.
We bust out a Pearson's Patty. Now, if you don't know what a Pearson's Patty is, it's a York wannabe. And, oh, my God, I dropped it, Steve. It went all the way over there?
I was like, what the hell? You're
throwing
it back at me?
This is a trip down the slopes as you get your mouth refreshed with a Pearson's Patty of the mint variety. Thanks for tuning in today.
40 stations across this great country.
Pearson's are regional, but you can find them on Amazon.
So we got about...
And in case you're wondering, yes, they are much less tasty than a York.
That's by your foot. So we got about 12 of these left.
That's it?
And
we're going to have to make an order.
1 month to finish them because we have to finish them by my 1 year anniversary.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. And then we need to go on Amazon and make an order using every dollar of our profits from the merch store and buying more Pearson's mint patties.
Those profits are already spoken for. We told someone a month ago we'd send him a T-shirt and never did.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Carl, that shirt's coming.
Carl. Do we have his address or anything?
Yeah, he definitely DM'd us it after we spoke to him.
Probably 1 second later.
DM'd us the shirt choice as well.
Yeah, sure did.
We just got to do that.
Uh-huh. We're going to do that as soon as I charge this iPad.
Can't do it on the computer? You mean that's the time frame?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah. Carl, well, enjoy your shirt.
All right.
Let us know. Speaking of the merch store, we haven't added anything new. That's Philip's fault. But it is still up and running.
I want to order the Witching Hour shirt.
Yeah, with the Witching Hour shirt, he sent us a design without color that he's going to colorize and put up there, and then we'll put up there.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for those. But yeah, that's steveandkyle.com/merch. Be sure to check that out. Not to be confused with Steve's Side Gigs merch store, which sucks.
Why are you throwing stones, man?
Have you looked at it? And I'm sure they've made, I don't know, hundreds of dollars more than this one has.
Yeah, it's pretty successful. Although we did have a pop for those first couple days. A lot of people ordering shirts. I do enjoy when people tweet pictures of the merch that they received. I saw somebody, who was it? Dan Capilla. Look what Kyle's derelict USPS buddies brought me in the mail today. I will wear this with pride despite the sideways looks I may get. And there's a beautiful picture of the original logo shirt with a Redbubble package next to it. And did you notice the Snickers bar in the corner?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's like he was
just trying to insult me.
Yeah,
that's what you're doing, Dan. That's where we're at, huh, Dan Capilla? Thanks for listening. Not happy with your stupid ideas about our end of the driveway warriors. Not happy at all.
Not a fan of
God, that shirt looks beautiful, though.
It does look very nice.
Right now, redbubble.com, 20% off the entire site, Steve. That includes our products as well, so be sure to check that out, redbubble.com or
steveandkyle.com. That's not coming out of our... Is that coming out of our cut?
I don't think so.
But I feel like they would need to ask us if...
Yeah, but we usually do click through those agree here windows pretty quick, right?
That's a good point. Good point.
Huh.
All right.
steveandkyle.com/merch. You don't need to use that promo code.
Our goal, after 2 months of T-shirts being on sale, is to be able to buy one piece of drywall for APS 4.0.
Yeah, we got a sheet?
I think we did until I gave it away in the form of a T-shirt to Carl.
Boy, you shouldn't have made that offer.
No, it sounded good.
Enjoy your shirt, Carl. Make sure you let us know how it looks on
we sent
Twitter.
It. We totally sent it.
Yeah, if you didn't get it, you need to contact Redbubble. No, I don't have a tracking number for you. I don't keep those emails.
Must be the USPS. But they screwed.
Whoa! You mean FedEx?
No.
DHL, those bunch of idiots. So again, SteveandKyle.com/merch. There's a promo code there. Spooktacular. Get 20% off the entire website. That does include our stuff. Hopefully, we should get more designs for Christmas and stuff, and people may buy some.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a
with beard, with like Santa hats and beards on our faces.
Well, or we just take the you playing the piano and me dancing.
Yeah,
and we'll just put Santa hats on.
Yes,
and put a Christmas tree in the background.
But we do that for every holiday, so that way we've got those logos. And then when St. Patrick's Day comes around, it's just you and I with like scraggly red beards and green suspenders and a top hat.
Yeah.
And then for the 4th of July...
And a shamrock in each hand.
Then the 4th of July, we're each holding the sparklers out of our ears.
Yep.
And we're wearing
USA.
red, white, and blue top hat.
Yeah, or USA. Yeah, we're dressed like Uncle Sam.
Yeah. Yep. And
that was you.
That was me.
Whoa, number 1 seed.
That is a big one.
Holy crap.
Wow, nice
job.
I'm glad to be in the tournament this year. I'm so excited for that.
Just happy to be there.
I'm so excited to have. That's my second appearance in the tournament, and I can't wait to make some noise. So yeah, I think we should do that. Maybe make some seasonal stuff for the merch store.
Yeah.
So that way we can take those down the day after the holiday and realize we've sold zero.
Yeah. And Philip has wasted his time.
Well, you'd have to put the time in for it to be wasted.
I think we owe him some money, don't we? Oh, we're actually going to be in the red after a month and a half of selling shirts. Damn you, Carl! We're going to be in the red from this stupid shirt that I gave away to Carl. We should go back and edit that out of the podcast.
Yeah, and delete all the DMs and then block him.
Because he picked a nice shirt that's like $25.
Was it? I didn't think so. I thought it was like the regular price one.
Yeah, if he picked the because you can up the 60-40 blend instead of the cotton. No, you're not getting that. Yeah, you're getting cotton, buddy. Sorry. Yeah. We're going to get you
the old Gildan version.
Yeah, an extra small to save on costs.
Absolutely. There's Yeah, Carl's on the way again. Check the mail today.
Yeah.
Check it today.
So when you got here today, did you notice anything different in the house when you walked in the door? Normally, Lola greets you at the door. She's very excited.
Yes.
And bounces around a bit. You pet her. Everything's good. And we walk down here and start recording. Did you notice anything different?
Huh. Let's see. The bamboo floors, those were nice. And notice that fridge. Whew.
Nice fridge.
Looks really nice, man.
You need to take a tour of it.
Did you fix that drawer temp?
Yeah.
You get that down to 37?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's how you keep things chilly.
Got the water. Oh, you know something? Not to get sidetracked, but that's what we do. I just noticed. Nikki also tweeted us a picture. She ordered a beautiful... Man, that looks incredible.
Oh, is it the Piano Pals sweatshirt?
The Piano Pals sweatshirt.
Oh, man.
God, that looks good.
That's a really popular logo. It's almost like if Philip would do the new logos we're talking about, those could be popular as well.
That looks so good. She got it on a black hoodie, which, man, that logo looks great on a black hoodie.
I wish
Stephen
I could
Kyle
wear black...
at Stephen Kyle on Twitter. You can find that picture.
Yeah, I wish I could wear black clothes like that more, but I'm so like with dogs. You get the hair and everything. I just spend all day just rubbing the shirt free of hair. But that Piano Pals logo is fantastic. Mm-hmm. That looks great on that sweatshirt there. That's be sure to check again. That's the most popular one we've sold so far. That and Steve E. Tortellini.
Really? Is that the
hot seller?
Good.
Hot seller.
All right. But we digress.
Yeah, we digress. Oh, was it the dog?
It was the dog. Boy, that's going to sound so crazy. Just take out that middle part there. Yeah, we have a new addition to the family. A new addition to the pack here at the McKiernan house. We got a little buddy. His name, Toblerone Merp Derp McKiernan. Toby for short.
So now it has been a while since you've had a puppy or a youth animal. Obviously, Lola's 6, 7?
Lola's 8. Lola just turned 8
Lola just turned 8, so it's been 8 years.
Yeah.
Or so since you've had a puppy. I remember Lola as a puppy at your first dwelling here or your second dwelling when you moved here to Grand Rapids. And I think 8 years, that kind of fades about what is involved with that.
Boy, does it.
So you bring Toby home the other night. You think, man, the apple cart's sure to be the same. He's still here.
Yeah.
What's your experience been the last, 4 days?
Well, we went to the Humane Society, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. And we had an appointment to go in there and meet Toby, whose name at the time was Taz. And we walked in. I filled out all the paperwork. And Annette she got there about 20 minutes after me. She had been held up. So I was talking to a woman, just talking about the dog, talking about what our situation is at home, if we have any other pets, blah, blah, blah. So by the time Annette walked in the door, the woman said to Annette, she's like, oh, don't worry, you're already approved. I talked to him already. Meaning, like, I had already sweet talked her enough, convinced her, we're good pet owners. We're good. So we went back into the little meeting room and talked for a few more minutes. And then the door opened, and this little tiny, 10-pound beagle came strutting in. And boy, was he excited. He immediately went right to Annette, paws up on her knees, and tail wagging. And that, I was so happy because that is, growing up, Annette was not allowed to have pets. The only pet she had was a goldfish. Her dad was very strict about, nope, no pets. I don't want to have to deal with them. I don't want to have to clean up after them. So when she went to college, she immediately became like an 8-year-old girl and got a guinea pig.
There's nothing more sentimental than a pet you can flush down the toilet.
So, yeah, she had a goldfish growing up. That was the only pet she was allowed to have. She got to college, got a guinea pig. And then eventually, once she was out of college, she got the first cat, Roxy. God rest her soul, who passed away last summer. And then about a year or two after she got Roxy, she got the second cat, Abby, who we still have. And then when we met, obviously, she was introduced to Lola. She has completely fallen in love with Lola. She loves Lola to death. But she kept saying, I want to do the puppy thing one time. I want to get a puppy once. And I said to her, I was like, I get it. I understand. I want to do the same thing. Even now, 8 years later, I'm like, yeah, puppy. It wasn't that bad because you always look back with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah, it's always... Hey, there were a few rough spots, but boy, those puppy kisses and they
might have peed on the floor once.
Oh, they can't help it? They're puppies. Exactly. They don't know better, Steve.
I bet it happened 2 times, and I'm just remembering that it was much more than that. So it feels weird to say that I agreed because it's not like I was the only one that had a decision to make here. But we agreed, all right, let's do this. Let's start looking for a dog. So we talked to our dog sitter, Lisa, who is fantastic, knows Lola's personality really well. So we talked to her, like, well, what would you recommend? Like, what would be a good match for her? So she gave us her recommendations. And then we found Taz. Little old Taz. Went and met him. And man, that dog, immediately, we fell in love with him. So we're sitting there, and they came back in the room. We're like, well, what do you think? And we're like, we think we're going to do it. Well, this is going to happen.
Which, by the way, the history of people going to meet a puppy and not coming home with said puppy is 0.
I know.
It doesn't happen because it's like going, unless you hate babies or you're deathly allergic to dog, whatever. Like, let's say, hey, let's adopt a baby. And you go see it. Like, what is this tiny baby going to do? Same as a tiny or a puppy going to do. Yeah, it's going to go.
I don't know.
I don't think so, man.
Got some bad juju from that one.
Yeah, oof. You check that thing out. It might have some tar. I don't know, just weird breath and.
So we said, yeah, we're going to do it, and we were kind of expecting that it wasn't going to be immediate. Because he had just been neutered like the day before or maybe 2 days earlier.
Usually they make you wait.
So we thought for sure, okay, we're going to have to wait a couple days. They're like, all right, well, we'll get his stuff together and get you out of here. And we're like, oh, today, huh? oh, okay.
I mean, what do you,
which I guess in hindsight,
you're scrambling. It doesn't have to be. I mean,
Yeah.
he needs to stay for another day or two or until the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all fine. I mean,
but I don't blame them. They got the fish on the line. So
yeah. Why give anybody the chance to change?
And I'm sure that, I mean, walking through the place, it's obvious that they have way too many animals and not enough space for them.
No.
So as bad as that is, like they, if Taz was in a crate, they need that crate for, whoever. So we left. We left with a puppy in hand, and that little guy sat on my lap the entire drive home. He was, and I was driving, so that was really uncomfortable. And he sat facing me, licking my face about 80% of the ride.
So happy. Listen,
Yeah.
That's a thank you for rescuing him,
Yeah.
Steve, and taking him to his new home here that is dog friendly.
Very dog friendly.
Carpet everywhere.
Yeah, luckily we got rid of a good amount of it earlier this year when we did the hardwood. So, but that's not stopping him from peeing on every rug that we have. The first day, I was watching him for a little bit, and you forget so quickly how much attention they require. Like, now, the way that things were going pre-Toby, by the way, we renamed him from Taz to Toby after Toby from The Office. We're both big fans of The Office.
So you picked the most hated character
Yeah.
on The Office.
The most pathetic character.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
looking at the dog, we're like, boy, he is just, this guy, he is pathetic.
You should have gone with, he's just an irrelevant character, but still, what was one of those the young guys who came in the last two seasons?
Yeah, and they named him like Plop and Fart or something. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, right? One of them was Plop. They had real names, but I think they mentioned him one time.
One of them was Plop. I think they call him Dwight Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We thought about, I threw out the name Stanley. Mm-hmm. I thought Stanley was a great dog name. But I mean, a lot of the characters on that show, like Michael Scott, Jim. No, I'm not going to name the dog Jim. That's just...
Right.
I suggested Bob Vance Refrigeration. Full name. It cannot be shortened.
Hey! Get in here, Bob Vance Refrigeration!
I love it. I still think it would work. But ultimately, Annette was sitting on or just had her phone in her hand, and she just Googled good dog names or something like that. And Toby was on the list. And as soon as she said that, we both looked at him. We're like, that's it. Toby's the name. So little Toby has been in the house now about 5 days or so. Homeostasis is a bit off. Man, we had it good with just Abby the cat, Lola the dog, because we didn't have to do anything. They know the drill. They know the routine. Wake up in the morning, they get fed, they go outside. Annette leaves for work. Lola hangs out. Abby hangs out. We get home and let him outside. But now it's every 45 minutes we got to take a dog outside. Take him to the same spot so the smell is the same, and he goes, oh, this is where I pee, and then go a little bit further over to the side, and oh, this is where I go number 2. So shockingly, he sleeps great. We put him in his crate at night. He'll whimper for a couple minutes, but then lays down. So last night, Annette went up to bed. I fell asleep down on the couch like I normally do on the weekends, and I always end up making my way back up to bed. So 2 a.m., I tiptoe into the room, climb in bed, pull the covers up, and I'm like, oh, I did it. I didn't wake him up.
Oh.
And then within a minute, it was... I just said to Annette, I'm like,
yes.
So, do you think he has to go out? She's like, oh, we can just lay here and maybe he'll eventually fall asleep.
Yeah, no, that works too. So yeah, so you waited. So
yeah, so there I am at 2:15 this morning, out in the backyard in my underwear, with a dog on a leash and my iPhone flashlight and little chunks of hot dog in my hand to give him as treats for
going to the bathroom outside.
For going to the bathroom outside.
Oh,
and but brought him back in. Put him back in his crate. He rustled for about a minute or so, but eventually laid down. So we're getting there. It's going to be it's going to be an interesting couple of months. Definitely threw off, like I said, the homeostasis. We already have plans to take him to the trainer that we took Lola to.
Okay.
Because we figure if we can get to him early, oh, man.
Always helps.
He's going to be a model puppy.
Yeah.
He's great, though. You saw him when you came in.
Oh, he's adorable.
He's an adorable little beagle, like typical beagle coloring, the black and brown and white. All he wants to do is lick your face, take off your socks. He will never stop licking your feet. It's just one of those cute little puppy things. The one thing was I got home from work, I think on Thursday or Friday, and we have him in the crate up in the bedroom. And so as soon as I walk in the door, he is
very happy you're home.
Sounds like he's dying. So I went upstairs, and now it's like he's been in his crate for 5 hours or so. We got to get outside immediately.
Yeah, you got to go.
I made the mistake of not taking the leash upstairs with me so I could open the crate, clip his leash on, take him outside.
Yeah.
So he's like going back and forth, running. He runs down the steps. He slides all the way across the floor, bounces off the front door, and tears down the hallway, slides into the wall. I'm trying to gather him to put his leash on. He's super excited. He jumps up. His paws are up on my legs, and he starts peeing all over the place.
Oh, yes.
Like,
yes.
It's like a sprinkler. I'm like, oh, man.
For me, this is like when people who have kids, you just wait. Can't wait. And they like get to relive that period through somebody else that they know. That's me right now. Remembering the time we were crating our dog, our second dog, and the disasters that would occur. So this is, to me, joyous. Joyous. Now, do you usually get Steve a restful night of sleep, or usually a guy, you go to bed tonight for work in the morning, you get up obviously very early. Are you somebody who'll sleep pretty comfortably through the night?
Once I'm asleep, I'm out. I don't wake up. Like, I'm not somebody who wakes up to go to the bathroom or... I generally sleep really well. It's falling asleep is always my issue.
Okay.
It's always maddening to me. Annette and I will go to bed. We'll lay down at the same time. I'll lay down 10 minutes before her, and she climbs into bed. Good night, love you. And then it's like 1 minute later, I can tell she's out, because you can tell just by, she doesn't snore, but the breathing pattern is differently. The breathing pattern is different. It's slower, and I'm laying there like dum-de-dum-de-dum, looking up at the ceiling, twiddling my thumbs, like, oh boy, what am I gonna do tomorrow? Boy, what I should do for lunch tomorrow? Should I do a turkey sandwich, or maybe I'll do chicken? I don't know. It's been a while since I've had chicken. And then
so you can't help yourself.
I look at the clock, and it's been a half hour. I'm just sitting there.
Oh, thinking about and you're right, thinking about the dumbest stuff you could possibly think about, right?
You know what I've had to tell myself? I'm 37 years old, all right? And
mid-30s.
Late 30s.
Did we ever come to a consensus
I
on
think
that?
that no matter what we came up with, it's late 30s.
Mid to late 30s for Steve, okay.
I've actually learned recently, hey, you know how you fall asleep faster? You actually close your eyes, you idiot.
Instead of staring at the wall.
Instead of just staring.
Yeah.
I thought, if I just... Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a little darker in here now. Easier to fall asleep. That took me nearly 40 years to figure that out.
Perfect. So how do you think this is going to affect... Because now you said he wakes up, he has to go out, and he begins the beagle cry, which the beagle yelping and bark is noted for that.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to affect your psyche and your body moving forward, knowing that you're going to be stirred awake by the rumblings of a crazed puppy in the middle of the night going forward?
I think that so far the couple work nights that he's been here, he's made it through the night from the time we... From the time we put him in his crate until I get up in the morning, he's been okay. Last night was kind of a weird exception because I came to bed so late, so it obviously woke him up. I think he's going to be okay making it through the night. It's just my routine is a little bit different in the morning now, because it used to be I'd wake up, get ready, go to work. Lola wouldn't wake up. I wouldn't have to factor in extra time to let her out. But now this guy, he's like, we got to let him out. He has to go out.
And for puppies, it's every few hours. I think it goes depending on like their age and stuff. But you can essentially, figure out how many hours they can realistically hold it, and even that you kind of feel bad. You're like, well, it's been 5 hours. Oh, boy, and that poor guy. Like, I always felt miserable.
Yeah,
like because your plans change. It's obviously not to the degree of a baby, but you're out and you're like, hey, we have to go.
Right,
the dog's in the cage. He has to go out, type of thing.
Yeah, so it's going to be a couple months of figuring it out, and he's going to learn our schedule, and we're going to learn his schedule.
Yep.
So now it's nice, though, the last 2 days. There haven't been any accidents in the house, which is great. I'm starting to kind of pick up on his little tendencies where, I can tell he has to go to the bathroom now. He's got a little bit of a poker tail, and anytime he walks over near the door, I jump up, take him outside.
That's good, yeah.
So that way he knows, okay, if I go over here, this is how they're going to take me out.
Right.
And the thing is, he's so tiny, I could take him out 4 times an hour, and he'd pee every time.
Right.
It's just a matter of how long he can hold it. So,
oh, man, I'm so excited to be able to listen along as you go through this.
So basically, you're having a baby, but we got a puppy. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, I can't wait because there's going to be a time where I'm, we had this type of day and the baby's sick and yada, yada. Yeah, boy, don't I know it. Toby got up once last night and I had to let him out.
Toby peed on the hardwood. I mean, it took a Clorox wipe and whoop. Same thing, right?
Oh man, I know what you're going through.
I can't wait. I'm gonna do it on purpose. I'm just gonna text you a picture of me like laying on a couch, like so tired. Been a rough day. Toby's gone out 3 times.
That's gonna be that won't be infuriating at all.
No.
Well, so thank you, Steve. It sounds like you definitely had to upstage the impending birth of my baby on this podcast and get a dog of yourself for yourself.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty much how we planned it. We thought they are kind of stealing all the thunder recently.
Yeah, boy, hey, there's going to be a big news, a lot of discussion on the podcast about Kyle and the baby. Why don't we nip that right in the bud?
I'll tell you what, man. Once the wheels were in motion on this, because we had been kind of casually looking for a couple weeks, but once they send you pictures of the dog, because we found him,
tough.
We found him on the website. There weren't even pictures for him yet. But we were looking for a male beagle mix puppy. So pops up, male beagle mix puppy, Taz. We inquire about him. They send us pictures. I mean, he's as good as adopted at that point.
It's how do you say no? That's what I was saying. I mean, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not a difficult formula to figure out how these things work. Who's turning down actively an adorable puppy?
No one.
It's just not going to happen.
Absolutely no one. So Lola is adjusting. Abby's adjusting. Everyone's kind of in a period of transition, but I think it's going to work out well. So very happy.
Boy,
he's a cute little guy.
I am. I was happy to see him. Happy to see that he was happy to see me. When I came in, again, gave plenty of love, all of the love to me when I walked in the house, which is always a pleasant surprise. So that was yeah. If
you want to see pictures of him, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, no PH in Steven.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of pictures of him posted over the last couple days, just because he's quite the photogenic little pup.
Yeah, he is adorable. I'm excited for you. Should be a fun road going forward. I can't wait.
Absolutely.
Steve, I have a question for you, and this is pertinent. We're a week removed, but I do not want this to be removed from our psyche as a podcast and as the podcast listenership. We have a deadline to make, and that deadline is Q1 2019. When you and I will be hitting the road.
Are we talking end of first quarter probably?
Yep. Yeah, I think it's safe to say. You and I will be hitting the road, going to see our big stupid mugs on a big stupid billboard.
Van Wert,
Ohio. But we have something that you need to do. Now, you need to work on this.
I do.
I don't know how, but this is your responsibility. I need an update right now on Project Cooper Hair.
Operation Cooper Hair.
Operation Cooper Hair. That's better. I like that.
Yeah. # Operation Cooper Hair.
As you try to grow your hair out and will it to the exact same length and design as Bradley Cooper in the film A Star is Born.
Yes.
Now, this came up last week, so I think I've given you a lot of time to get a head start and a jump on this.
Upwards of 6 days.
So, what do you think? Where we're at? Have you started combing it in different ways and looking at how you're going to do this?
No, I'm still in the preliminary growing stages.
Right.
I figure it's probably going to be another couple months before I start to perfect the style, getting the volume right, getting the overall look right. But it's probably not much longer than it was last week when you were here. But
take that hair off.
Yeah,
take that hat off.
I think that we're gonna chronicle this on a weekly.
Yeah, I think we should.
You doing video? You doing
I
picture?
think we should do a picture.
Okay.
Like, how do we want to do it? Straight on, off to the side? How should
maybe
we
just
do
do
that?
a video and I can just kind of.
Okay. We could do. I should figure out a way to do like a panoramic or a 3D around your head.
Yeah, like when they do replays in the NFL.
Yeah, and they can tilt the camera angle.
Yeah.
It's like, the side of the hair looks great. The sideburns are perfect length. Let's zip around to the back and see how the flippy do is.
Until we get one of those gyro cams down here in the basement where there's like 50 cameras mounted on the side of the room. So we got video rolling here.
Yeah. Let me just move off to the side so I can get the mic arm out of the way.
Sure. Yeah. So I have a hat on right now. I've had a hat on since you got here, so you can tell that the back it's a little short, but I think I got to grow the top needs to grow on a little bit longer before I let the back start going, or else I'd have a crazy mullet.
You have to get what the hairstylists refer to the back as the loop-de-loop.
Right, the loop-de-loop.
So on the back end there. So
you ready for this?
Yeah, let's take that off. Let's see how. Oh my goodness, it's better than it was 6 days ago.
Yeah.
Now you have, like where it grows up. I feel like you need, but I think we put a little water on that, something.
Little product.
It's going to sit down a little further, and that's what we need. Oh boy, that is coming in beautifully, Steve.
And the nice thing is, it's kind of since it's getting longer on the top, it's kind of covering up my Pauly Walnuts gray on the sides.
That's beautiful.
So there it is.
Operation Cooper Hair. Project Cooper. What was it again? Operation Cooper Hair. In full effect. Again, that'll be $5 for a photo taken at the billboard in Van Wert.
Just with my hair.
Just with Steve's hair. So we'll post that video. That it should already be posted at Steve and Kyle on Twitter, Facebook.com/Steve and Kyle if you want to keep updated with Steve's hair.
Operation Cooper Hair.
Operation Cooper
Feel
Hair.
free to give your thoughts, your encouragement, your words of wisdom. If you have Cooper hair, which look, let's be honest, nobody does.
Nobody.
If you have something similar to Cooper hair, maybe poverty Cooper hair, let us know. Give me an idea of what I got to do.
Maybe I'll join you.
Yeah?
Yeah. You and me? Just a couple of guys just
growing our hair
out and flipping it back and get the loop-de-loop in the back, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, now I'm not starting as long as yours,
right?
But I figure I can make that ground up in no time.
Huh?
Like,
you're talking all over?
The whole thing. The whole shebang,
What
Steve.
about, there are some spots where it's...
Are you talking about the bald patch on the side of my head?
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Listen, that's an issue I've had since I was a kid. It'll grow right back.
Huh.
No big deal.
Okay.
That's what you're talking about, right? So I'm in.
So you're in. So,
hey, Operation Cooper hair.
Okay. Boy, I feel like mine's going to look really good now.
Yeah, I know. Right? Ours is gonna end up great.
Mine is going to look good. Good.
Can't wait for us. You, me, a couple of Mini Coopers sit in front of that billboard. Could somebody who's better with Photoshop and stuff, not just a generic, cut and throw on top of my head, could somebody throw the Bradley Cooper hair on an image of me just so I can envision what life would be like?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd really appreciate that if somebody could help me out with that so I could use that picture. Now, here's what I wanted to ask you, Steve. Like in high school, do you need a cutout of a magazine of Bradley Cooper to hang like on your mirror in your bathroom. So every time you get out of the shower and you're combing,
it's my inspiration.
You give like the 2 finger where you kiss your 2 fingers, then you touch the image.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, somebody just sent in a photoshopped picture of you with Bradley Cooper.
I gotta tell you, Steve, boy, you're much quicker on Twitter than me. I didn't think anybody sent anything over. I mean, it must have been a DM
that's you.
In the secret. That's Jesse Ventura. He looks like Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, well, I mean, no, you mean you look like Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs.
What happened to his bottom lip? It's sucked in.
It is kind of weird. Looks like he might be talking.
A little bit of the Paulie Walnut sideburn going on.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to look good. That is you. That's
the elusive sport coat over a yellow T-shirt look.
Yeah.
That I so often utilize out in the
I call it the Zach Morris.
Did he do that?
Yeah, he always did.
Did he with just a regular graphic tee?
Yeah.
Oh, that's an awful look.
That's a great look. What are you talking about?
Horrendous, and everybody should be offended by it.
All right, so Operation Cooper Hair now has a second.
Yeah, well into effect, man. That's awesome. That you look great. I'm right on your heels.
Yeah.
Chasing.
Yep.
Right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
On the way.
You're missing hair.
Whoa!
Oh, look, I had to say it.
We were dancing around, an obvious sore subject, Steve. My God. The subtlety and the nuance, whatever happened to it? Just offensive.
Yeah. Completely.
Well, we are short on time, so I have to get this out here. I had to stop at the store, Steve, this morning before I made my way over here. And I got you a little gift.
Ooh, I love gifts.
Let me dig this out here.
Okay.
You're not looking, are you?
No. I am focused on something else.
All right, right next to your computer there. And open up. Huh? I'm a guy. I like to give gifts to my friends when I'm going to visit them. Yes, shake it up.
Yeah.
Feel free to dig in. That's for you. That is for you.
This looks strikingly similar to the gift that I gave you just 2 weeks ago when we went to see A Star Is Born.
Huh?
A box of mini Charleston shoes.
Huh?
So I'm assuming you loved them so much you ate the whole box and then had to return the favor.
I had to. Now, listen, I know the idea was that I would eat those, and I couldn't wait, Steve. We got home from the podcast. I got home from the podcast a week ago, and I dug into that box, and before I knew it, I was just covered in that white brick. And
looks like a white Kit Kat.
And just indulging in that chocolate
you didn't eat them, did
covering. Steve, that's a gift.
All right, well, there's one thing I love doing.
It's opening gifts.
Sharing gifts with friends.
Oh, no, my God. I couldn't even think of it, Steve.
All right. You and me, we're doing this right now because I have a feeling, a strong suspicion that this is the same one that I bought you.
I don't know what you're referencing. That came from a local grocer.
Okay. Put your hand out.
No, those are dated fresh.
Put your hand out. But maybe both hands.
What? Are they that big? Oh, no. They look like Toby turds.
You bite your tongue. These are Charleston shoes.
So these are a box of mini Charleston shoes because when one full-size Charleston shoe is just too much for your palate.
Yeah. All right.
So you going one? You going one?
Yeah. Oh, God.
That's a weird consistency.
It's like a hard marshmallow.
That's a good description. That is a hard chocolate-covered marshmallow.
I don't mind it.
I can tell you, I'm coming around.
I mean, is this made by Pearson's or what?
Why do we have nothing but garbage?
I don't know if you saw, but I just took 2 and ate them.
Why do we have nothing but garbage candies here? Pearson's Patties, Charleston Chews. The one time somebody did us a really, really beautiful favor, Nikki sent us a gift of normal human candy. We followed it up with a box of mini Charleston Chews and Pearson's patties, not even Yorks.
I'm on board.
You're a Charleston Chew guy now?
I don't hate them. How about you?
This is the inspiration for the Lucky Billy, like the same realm. That garbage candy realm. It's okay. I'll say that. The consistency takes some getting used to.
Like, I could imagine Billy in the same manner that he is on the Lucky Billy bar saying, it's okay.
But about the Charleston Chew. Yeah, that's...
It's not bad.
Huh.
The consistency really threw me off. I thought it was going to be a crunch.
It should be. Charleston screwed up.
All right, leave them out on the table for a week or so. I'm sure that they'll firm up.
Yeah, let's let those things harden up on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't hate them. I don't hate them at all.
That's a real upset.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I bet you're mad that you didn't eat these when I gave them to you the first
all
time.
Good. All good. I got the consensus top 3 candy, Steve, at my house this week, so I was happy to
what is that?
Pick these up for you. I went with the
Good and Plenty's, dirt covered with a little bit of chocolate.
By the way, type the hashtag loose end from last week that we got started talking about my Mike and Ike's at the movie. I never said why they were a disappointment. They were a disappointment because it turns out they weren't just the regular Mike and Ike's. They were the Mega Mix.
Okay. So different flavors?
Yeah, so like half the flavors were...
So in a normal thing of Mike and Ike's, what your flavors? You got Mike and you got Ike. What else did they add to it?
The Mike Ike, which is a combination, obviously.
And the Ike Mike?
So the candy Mike and Ike oblong fruit, so they're standard flavors. Cherry, orange, lime, lemon, strawberry. All hits.
When it comes to fruit-based candy, yes, those are your standard fruits. What did they throw in? Like grapefruit, apricot. Apricot or apricot?
I've always said apricot. Is it not apricot?
I don't know.
I feel like it's got to be apricot.
Yeah.
So the Mike and Ike Mega Mix, Steve. Let me pull up the image of this disaster because half of them were just miserable failures. And you get that because they start mixing things. Flavors I don't like.
Yeah.
Either 2 flavors I don't like or a flavor I like with a flavor nobody likes. And, oh boy, come on. I want these flavors so bad. But there was like pineapple mango.
Oh, come on.
Strawberry banana.
Like all in one?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't need that in my life. I don't want it in my life.
No.
So the Mike and Ike's were a train wreck because I'd take 3 or 4, be like, oh, hey, these will be delicious cherry, berry, lemon, lime, strawberry, whatever. No, I'm getting, coconut key lime pie.
That's terrible. Come on.
Why ruin a delicious, and as Steve, as you said, a top 5 candy, box candy.
I said that.
Mike and
there
Ike.
is no chance that I said that. They look like garbage. They are slightly above actual poop.
So we had...
Slightly.
Let me tell you the winners first.
By the way, these Charleston Chews are going to be gone by the end of the podcast.
Let me tell you the winners in this Mike and Ike Mega Mix. Caribbean Punch.
Okay.
Blue, delicious. Blue raspberry. Nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
Paradise Punch. Big hit.
Okay.
Tier 2. Got your watermelon. Got your watermelon.
And watermelon.
And now the rest.
Okay.
So what do you think about grape soda?
Oh. Wait a minute. First of all, how does grape soda differ from regular grape?
Maybe taste that carbonation?
Yeah, was it carbonated? Is it a carbonated candy?
Where do you stand on pineapple,
would you
banana?
eat a carbonated candy?
Ooh. I think I would.
I think I'd try it.
Absolutely.
Like a little bit of fizz when you bite into it.
Oh, that's not... I mean, is it just going to be like a pop rock?
I guess essentially that's what...
But where do you stand, Steve, on a pineapple banana?
No.
A kiwi banana.
Banana, I'm really picky about banana. I had told this story on the side gig last week. Well, it wasn't really a story, just like a quick thing. One time I ate I remember I was in elementary school or middle school, came home from school and I was starving and I ate 4 bananas. And then I went to soccer practice later that night and I barfed them all up on the soccer field. I didn't eat bananas for probably between 20 and 30 years.
That'll stick with you.
I would not eat a banana, but I love banana bread.
Sure.
And that's it. Just recently, the only thing that got me back into eating bananas was when I was running a lot. At the end of every race that you run, there's always the aid station, and they give you a banana, and they give you like a Cliff Bar, because it's supposed to, it's like protein or potassium or whatever all the different things are. So it was not until I started running that I started eating bananas again.
Sure.
And then if I didn't run, I didn't eat bananas. But just recently, like in the last week, I've been getting home from the gym and making like a protein shake, putting a banana in it. Every one. And it's fantastic.
So you're back in the banana business.
I think I'm back on the banana train.
Whoa. Some might say you on the banana boat.
The banana boat, too. I'm on the banana boat. Talking on my banana phone.
By the way, is there any better spot on the planet for a pop-up McDonald's than the end of a marathon?
Oh, boy. I would eat.
But not like the dollar menu stuff. No, they only have the gluttonous, like, 50 McNugget boxes.
Yeah, or like the triple Baconator Deluxe.
Yeah, and tell me what you're doing. You see that you're going right in, right?
I'm buying 50 nuggets.
You're darn right you are.
Well, yeah, I mean, you run a marathon, you're going to burn 10,000 calories in a couple of hours. I'm gonna make it a point to pack them on as quickly as possible.
Absolutely, you are.
So it's basically like I break even.
Absolutely. Oh man, boy, that's a missed opportunity.
Yeah,
getting a Cliff Bar and a banana. How many people are passing that garbage, going right into the McNugget stand?
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Right? I mean, McDonald's is struggling. Maybe they should listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they double down on banana, though, Steve. They go kiwi banana.
No.
They throw in mango delight.
What I don't understand is like you're already making a box of candy that has various flavors in it.
Yeah.
Why don't you just put the individual flavors?
I have a banana one, because then I can see it and throw them over my shoulder at the idiot behind me in the movie theater. Because it's an awful candy.
Yeah. Banana's not a good flavor.
Mike or Ike sitting a little too heavy on the banana, so they go strawberry banana as well. So just so many garbage flavors. So yes, while I admit my Mike and Ike adventure a week and a half ago wasn't perfect, I stand by the standard Mike and Ike is a top 5 box candy.
No.
Top 5.
No.
Maybe top 3. Definitely tier 1.
I'd have to be convinced. Admittedly, it's been years since I've had a Mike and Ike.
I think if you go box candy, so you're going to get your snow caps, your bottle. What are they? Bottle caps?
Yeah, I think so.
So you got your snow caps.
Man,
your bottle.
You know what else is really good? I don't know if I'd classify it as a box candy. Although the only time you see it in a box is at the movie theater.
Sure.
Is the Butterfinger Bites.
Okay. Are they just mini Butterfingers? Anything different?
It's just yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like we can't classify them that because like I'm not
just because it comes in a box doesn't make it a box candy.
But whereas like I can't find a Mike and Ike bar
or like a package.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you're finding in the box.
So we're doing strictly box candy.
Do we need to do a box candy taste test?
I think we need to have.
We're doing Mike and Ike. We're doing the dots.
Dots.
We're doing
snow caps.
We're doing snow caps, the bottle things that are all garbage that we all know. But
what about the purple and white ones? The good and plenties.
Good and plenties. Good. So we can each eat one, spit them out across the room, and move on. Right?
Yeah. Let's do it next week.
Next week, the box candy taste off, where we're going to rank.
Or should we do another video like we did with the?
I think a video
with the ice cream.
Yeah, and then we can pare some of it down, play it in the pockets. That'll have to be 2 weeks, Steve.
If I can show off my Cooper hair.
Oh,
you too.
That'll have to be 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can show off yours too.
I know it. Oh, I can't wait.
I'm gonna have a fan just off camera,
just blowing our hair. Both of our hairs back.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, blowing my hair back.
We might need 2 fans for both of our hairs. So 2 weeks. I don't think we will. 2 weeks, box candy taste off. Use that hashtag box candy taste off this week. Because I think those are the mainstays, right? You got your dots, your Mike and Ikes.
Yeah.
You've got your good and plenties, your snow caps, your bottle garbage. And then what else? What other one am I missing? Are you going to consider? Are we doing like Sour Patch Kids? Are those included?
I don't know, because I just typed in like best box candies.
Yeah.
And they have Skittles and Starburst listed.
But I consider like Skittles for me are a bag.
Yeah, I need something that is strictly boxed.
I mean, I know I can get a Mike and Ike in like a larger size in a bag, right? When you buy the bulk version, but that's not what we're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not going to.
All right, well, we're going to have to come up with a list.
Yeah. Any recommendations? Hashtag Box Candy Taste Off.
Yeah.
Please send those to us, and that'll be in 2 weeks. We'll make a video for that.
I need to ask you about
show
something.
off our Cooper here.
I need to ask you about something that's been on this list of things to talk about for months. Do we have time?
Yeah. Let's do this, man.
We can keep it pretty concise, right?
Well, maybe, because this involves a bit of a plea as well to you, Steve. So
let's hear it.
This was announced.
By the way,
some more Charlestons out there. This was
announced. There are not enough candies named after old timey dances.
They got the twist anywhere?
I'm sure there's a candy. About wasn't like the Lindy? Wasn't that a dance?
Maybe. Is that a candy?
No.
Oh, you want it to be a candy?
Yeah. Boy, the bossa nova. That's the dance of love.
The swing.
The hustle.
Ooh.
I need a hustle.
Yeah, that could be good. Like, hey, on the run, get a hustle.
Because it's gonna
in too much of a rush
make you go faster.
But it has to be like a video of like one of those infomercials, like cooking things got you down. It's a person like who holding a pan upside down and just smacking it on a stove. But with this, it's like eating candy causing you too much heartache, and it's a person driving with two knees and they're trying to open a Snickers and it flies over their head and out the window.
But speaking of that, the infomercial, the where people always make things out harder than it really is in the infomercial. Yeah. This GIF that Rick tweeted at us of you hanging up a shelf.
Me with my first incarnation of Cooper hair.
Yeah, where it shows a woman drilling into the wall, taking way too much effort. Like she puts all of her weight behind the drill.
Yeah.
Like goes face first into the wall, then it cuts to a scene where a shelf is hanging up where she had just drilled it, and it just falls on the floor, and she does the aww.
Oh, I don't believe it.
I tried so hard.
That is me. Just in general, doing DIY.
Oh, thank you, Rick. That was so perfect.
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. That old-timey dances for camp. Oof. All right, but we digress.
Mm-hmm.
So this was announced months ago. That's why it's been on here, and I've barely been able to contain my excitement. So I need to ask you, before I tell you about this, I need to ask you directly, what is it going to take to get you to come with me, maybe local drunk Rusty, to this year's Grand Rapids Comic Con?
When is that?
It's November, I want to say
9. Boy, I am just busy. We got this new puppy.
You know what? I understand. Let me see if I can sway you with some of the ultra celebrities, Steve, you might have the chance to meet if you're willing to go. So let me go through.
I find it hard to believe that you're going to be able to do
You don't know yet. Okay? So let me ask you where you stand on Walter Koenig, obviously played Chekhov in the Star Trek series.
That's a celebrity?
Obviously. That not doing it?
No, you might have to get a little higher up the chain.
How about Doug Jones from the new Star Trek show? Also,
that couldn't be a lamer name.
The fish from The Shape of Water. Also, Hellboy, an actor in Hellboy. Huh? They're not doing it?
So not Hellboy, but an actor in Hellboy.
Yep. Not it?
Oh, boy. I am a huge Doug Jones fan. but I think I'll have to miss it.
All right, we're going to start getting to the heavy hitters.
What do you got?
How about Frank Conniff? That's Frank from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Now that I would consider.
That's got your that's striking your fancy.
I loved MST3K. I didn't watch enough of it, but man, the episodes I did watch, I loved that show.
That is TV's Frank from Mystery Science Theater 3000. Okay.
Wait, so was he the robot or the human?
That's TV's Frank.
So was he the robot or the human?
Looks like a guy with an air filter over his eyes.
Let's see. So seems like he would be the robot then. Yeah.
That's a robot? That's what we were calling a robot back then?
Yeah.
And that's the one you're going to see.
Don't pass judgment on me.
Huh. Okay. So I've now have your interest peaked, it sounds like.
Yeah, a bit.
All right. We find the next step up the ladder. How about this? Huh? It's not quite Gary. What do you think about Jake Busey from The Predator?
Is it
Starship Troopers? Gary's kid?
Jake Busey.
Jake Busey.
Is his brain as scrambled as his dad's?
Looks like it.
I'd probably go see him.
Okay. This one's going to get you. Danielle from American Pickers.
Jesus.
Huh?
Not even a last name.
Huh? I mean, it's Colby. But
so she's the one that's really tatted up, and
yep, that's the one.
Yeah, and she's like, "Hey guys, someone's got an old Coleman cooler in Louisiana. You should go get it." And then they say, "Okay," and then he drives 16 hours to look at a cooler.
Turns out,
and it's owned by an old man who's never sold anything. So he's like, "Ain't buying my cooler.
I'd need $3,000 for that thing."
And then they negotiate, and then they say, "Well, partner, it looks like we're not going to do a deal. Let's drive home now."
See you next time on American Pickers. So you got Danielle from American Pickers
she's like,
sitting next to Jake Busey from Starship Troopers.
Imagine that panel discussion. Danielle, remember that time you called the guys and said, "Hey, there's a Schwinn bicycle in Denver," and then they drove there? Yeah, tell us about that.
What was the favorite time you called those guys?
Hey, Jake, what do you think about that? What?
Okay, I didn't want it to do this, but it feels like you're on the fence, so I need something that's going to push you on the right side of the fence. So here's what it is.
Big guns?
This name's going to ring a bell for you, Steve. Mm-hmm. Adrian
Peterson?
Paul.
Oh, the Highlander?
The Highlander.
I am in.
Adrian Paul Duncan MacLeod in the Highlander is going to be there.
Yes.
All weekend.
Oh, boy.
No, I didn't want to have to bust out that big gun.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't. If you had said that from the beginning.
Well, I wanted to get you beforehand. I didn't think,
Wait, so you thought that Danielle from American Pickers would get me? And you wouldn't have to announce Adrian Paul?
I thought
Highlander?
I thought Jake Busey would get you, Steve.
Well, I kind of did. I mean, justified.
Now, let me tell you this. You think seeing Adrian Paul, the Highlander, because as we all know...
Is he going to carry a sword? Because if he doesn't, I don't think I'm going to go.
Yes! God bless silence. That was a beauty. That puts us at 35, heading into the home stretch.
Oh, boy.
It's like I love it. I love it so much. Let me ask you what you think, Steve, about Adrian Paul's The Sword experience. 50 participants, unique training regimen on the art of sword play from Adrian Paul.
Wait.
Highlander.
So he...
Unique
so
training
he seriously
program
does that?
Designed and directed by Adrian Paul with over 25 years of martial arts, film, and television fight choreography experience.
This is like when Sylvester Stallone's brother Frank Stallone produced a boxing show, like a reality boxing show, Because his brother played Rocky, who was a boxer.
But it's not Billy Paul. It's Adrian Paul, and he's a sword master.
But even if Sylvester Stallone produced a show about being a boxer, it's not legit because he's not a boxer.
How much are you willing to pay, Steve, for a ticket package for the sword experience? Now this is involved. It's 4:30 to 9 p.m. Friday, November 9.
Wait, so in just 4.5 hours, I can learn to be a sword master.
Yeah.
Like the Highlander.
Yeah.
And this is happening in our town.
Yeah.
Do I get a sword? What's included?
Well, how much are you willing to pay? I have some tiers for you. Now, would you like to start at the bottom tier?
I'll tell you what. You tell me what's in every tier. Okay. I'll tell you how much I'd pay for that tier.
One tier, you get to watch.
Okay, simple. 0.
Well, you're 50 short.
So I get to stand by and watch the Highlander teach other little Highlanders to be Highlanders.
Maybe you can bring your own sword and kind of mimic off to the side.
Yeah, I'll bring like a lightsaber or something.
Okay, next step up. 3.5 hour sword experience. Unique photo certification signed by the Highlander himself.
Wait, unique photo certification? What's that? What exactly does that mean? Okay.
8x10 signed Highlander photo of your choice.
At what point do we start learning?
We're not done. Well, I did the first one was a 3.5 hour sword experience. That's the main one. A personal posed photo with Adrian.
So I can take my techniques that I just learned in the sword experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meet him. Yeah. Maybe give him a little bit of the biz. You guys cross and you meet in the middle and you're
Cling.
like, yeah.
Oh, I wonder if they can do like the little sound effect bubble coming off of the swords.
How much would you pay for that whole package?
I'm going to be honest here. Mm-hmm. I'd pay a lot.
Okay.
Almost double digits.
Okay. Like $95?
No, I'm talking like $9.
Oh, $9.
Yeah.
I apologize. I don't know how I thought you meant triple digits.
No.
Okay, so $9. You, Steve, need to crowdfund $195.
That actually took my breath away. That was so high.
That's the second step up. That's the con.
Okay.
That's the con experience.
Okay. Yeah, it truly is a con experience.
Now, the next step up, Steve, you get all the things I mentioned before, plus your own Bokken? Bokken?
What? How do I spell that?
Bokken.
B-O...
Your very own Bokken to take home.
Is that a sword or like the sheath?
I think it's probably maybe, I don't know. But
that would be a real bummer if they just gave you the sheath and not the sword.
I don't know that it's signed by Adrian Paul, but it's dedicated by Adrian Paul.
Dedicated to what?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So
that's going to run you, Steve, $220.
All right. Say I want to go all in.
You want to go all in? Do you want the gold?
I want the premier package, top of the line. What am I going to get?
All the things we mentioned before.
So everything. I get to fight with the Highlander. I get to get a dedicated Bokken.
Oh, never mind. It's not everything you get before. Well, it is everything you get before, but the Bokken's different. You get to customize the Bokken. You get to customize the blade length on your custom white oak sword experience Bokken.
Does this all happen right there?
The handle is carbon Kevlar cast of a traditional wrapped Japanese suka. You got to order these 4 weeks in advance, and they send that right to you. So you bring it to the con, and you have your own
that seems safe. So people walking in with swords.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Great idea.
That's going to run you the small fee of $300, Steve.
That's it for
all of that.
Okay. sorry, folks that contributed for the billboard. Turns out
we're getting 2 of them.
Turns out we're getting some Bakkens.
Oh, man. So, Adrian Paul, the Highlander, and as we all know, there can only be one. More Charleston Chews being laid.
Seems like that's about it for the Charleston Chews.
So, but here's the reason that we're going, Steve. The one and only, now that I've got you on the line with the Highlander, you think you're going to tell him about that you use him as your victory song? Use the TV show's theme song that he was on as your victory song for a trivia show on the radio show you work on?
Oh, I definitely would. And he would say, huh. Okay.
Yeah, cool. You got anything to sign? Or
yeah, I mean, I'm like, show me a sword move or something.
The one and only Cliff Clavin from Cheers.
The Cliff?
John Ratzenberger, Steve, is going to be at Grand Rapids Comic-Con. Now, everybody looks at him. He was the pig in Toy Story. He is Clifford Clavin from Cheers, the mailman himself. He's going to be the John Ratzenberger. Yeah. This is a dream.
So, okay. Right now, we need to go online, find out where you can order a mailman costume.
I need, but it has to be like Cliff's, where it's like essentially a Canadian tuxedo version of it's like a jumpsuit almost. Yeah. I need to know
like
where
shorts,
I can get one of those.
Because he had pants.
Oh,
did he?
He may have had both, depending on like if it was summer in the
All right,
TV
that's Robbie
show.
Mack, our resident USPS expert.
Yes.
What do we got to do? Can you go into like the vault there at the mailman factory?
Mm-hmm.
Find us a costume that Kyle can wear. We need that. I know that we've disagreed on things in the past, but if you can do that for us and manage to ship it here to us without having it somehow turn into a box of glass shards, all will be forgiven. The slate will be cleaned.
So, for the very, very low price of $45 per item I bring with me, he will sign those items for me, Steve.
So you're serious? Like, you're legitimately going to see this man?
Oh, there's no question. Listen.
If he wasn't going, would you still go?
I've gone in years past. Last year is the first year I missed in a few. I like to go because I read comic books. So it's essentially all of these media guests and, like people like John Ratzenberger and Adrian Paul. But there's a whole separate side where it's people selling comic books and comic book artists and creators who I like to go see and get my stuff signed as well.
So will Cliff be on like a discussion panel? Or
I don't
is he
think
just
he
there?
is. I think he's just signing. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It does say nothing under his panel.
Okay.
Just that he'll be there all weekend. They'll have 8x10s, 11x17s, and toys at all different prices on top of that.
Here's my idea.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you, and Town Drunk Rusty are going.
Yep.
You dress as Cliff.
Okay.
I'm going to dress as Norm. And Rusty will be...
Sam. Maybe you should be Sam with the hair.
Oh, yeah. I could be Sam. I'll wear like a Red Sox jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rusty's got to be Carla.
Okay. So we'll just have to ugly him up a bit.
I mean, he could be Frasier.
No. Frasier's intelligent. Sorry, Rusty.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
so,
Frasier can put together sentences that don't have grunts and clicks in them.
Rusty, this is what my brother goes through. And I am sorry that I don't condone this.
The old gunslinger's firing
I guess
today.
so, man. He is popping off over there. So that's it. We're going. We're doing this?
November what?
Any day works. I can do any day that weekend, but it's 9, 10, 11 of November.
Oh, boy. I mean, I'll just be coming down off my Diwali celebration from the day before.
Well, that's, for God's sake, that's only 2 days after your election celebration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean, you're a busy man that week. I get it.
All right, I'm in.
Yes, we're doing it. We're doing it. Me, you, the local town drunk, any other listeners who can spot us as the Cheers gang, and Rusty will be Carla.
All right, so what does Sam What would I have to do for Sam then?
Oh, you get flannel, rolled up sleeves, jeans, acid wash preferably. Nice
Maybe
brown belt,
rolled up.
big hair. I think he wears a bracelet. You got a bracelet you can wear?
No, I don't have a bracelet.
Well, it's all part of the cosplay, Steve. You're going to have to do that.
That's all right. I'll go to Goodwill. I'll get a bracelet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Pull up a picture of Sam Malone, see what he looked like, and try to replicate it, and then make that happen with your hair. I'm assuming Annette has some hair product that she can lend you and make that thing as high as the sky.
That's a good-looking man right there.
That was the... Sorry, it looks like not a bracelet. They're just a nice watch.
It's a gold watch.
So you got to go flannel shirt rolled up to the elbow, and you got to get that pompadour flying high.
I'll have a rag that I always kind of sling over my shoulder.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's what you have to do. You have to be Sam. I'll be Cliff. We'll let Rusty choose between Norm and Carla.
No, he'll be the guy that got run over by the Zamboni. Eddie.
He's going to be Eddie.
Eddie LeBeck.
He's going to be Carla's ex-husband.
Yeah.
It was going to be Carla. Yeah, the guy who cheated on Carla with a figure skater and got run over by a Zamboni. That's Rusty. And I'll let you pick either a live Eddie or dead Eddie. Just like hook an inflatable or a box Zamboni up to your stomach.
So it's not out of the question. Like, people will be dressed up at this, right?
Oh, everybody.
Everyone.
I would argue 90% of people will be
So if we're not dressed up, we'll look out of place?
Well, the thing is, nobody in their right mind will be dressed up like Cheers characters. Everybody will be dressed up as video game characters, comic book characters, anime characters.
I want to do this. I want to do this so bad. I want a pair of like light wash jeans.
Yeah, it's got to be light blue, and they've got to be a little too snug around your thighs.
Yeah, no problem.
And when you bend over, they have to come up halfway up your calf.
Okay. And then I just need a flannel shirt.
Up to your elbow.
Yep.
And then have to...
I'm sure I can find an old gold watch somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And then we need to have a net. Get you like that
the pompadour.
high pompadour where your hair is back but way up. And you're not to mullet stage, but it's a little longer than it should be down there for that type of hairstyle.
I love it. All right, Rusty.
That's it. You pick your character, Carla, Norm, or Dead Eddie. That's who you get to pick. You have to make a box Zamboni, which you have to like strap over your stomach so it looks like it just run you over.
Do you think that, like, would we be able to get a picture with him? Do you think he'd pose for a picture?
$45.
Oh, $45 for all of us to be in a picture, or $45 a piece?
I would say so. I think if we wanted a group photo, $45.
All right.
I need to decide because I want to get some things signed. I have that Cheers sign that I bought at the Cheers bar.
We have the $45 per item.
Yeah. We have the Cliff
so you're
bobble.
Going to be dropping some serious coin.
We'll see. There's a baby on the way. There's a Cliff bobblehead that's somewhere in this house.
Yes, I know where it is.
What do I do? Do I get both of them signed? One of them signed? I need a Cliff T-shirt underneath my mailman's outfit.
We'll design one. We'll put it up on Redbubble.
Oh, we do. I need a Cliff Clavin for president.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right.
Lot to do.
There it is. There's a lot
to do.
There's a lot coming up in the next month.
Boy, I didn't even have to bring out it's Riku Browning. That's the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Uh-huh.
Fast 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, I think I'm going to go first this week.
Hit it.
I don't remember if I did last week, but then again, it doesn't matter. Taylor Swift.
Hey, good for her. She has a very large voice. Good for her to use it. And she can now be inundated with millions of messages saying stick to music.
Yeah. Next, John Cena's hair. Did you see that?
Weird, right? You can tell I think he was growing it out for Bumblebee, the movie.
Oh, is that what it was?
And then he just kept going. He hasn't stopped. It's weird, right?
Kind of looks like a dad.
The only reason it's weird is just because he's had the same hair for 20 years.
Yeah, that like high and tight.
Yeah, like he looked like a Marine for crying out loud, like a military member. So, yeah, I mean, the guy's in his 40s. I think we can let him change his hair.
Sure. Yeah. Next, the Cleveland Browns. 2-2-1.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I still think they're the most horribly coached team in the NFL.
Really? Not a Hugh
Jackson's
Jackson
idiot.
fan?
Did you watch Hard Knocks this year?
I did.
What'd you think of him?
I thought that I don't know. I always every time I watch that show, I always have a soft spot for the coaches because it's always a really crappy team. And he seems like a nice guy. Seems like maybe not the best football coach,
right?
But
well, that's
obviously
irrefutable. He was 1-31 in the last 2 years before this year.
But he's still one of what 32 professional football coaches.
One thing that stood out to me, and I think I even mentioned it here, was the scene. I think it was episode 1 where he was giving 23-year-old rookies and second-year players like rest days in training camp, and both his offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator said, I need these guys on the field. And Hugh Jackson very indignantly said, I used to sit in those chairs, but now I'm sitting here and I make these decisions. You can't be indignant when you're 1-31 in the last 2 years. I hope he fails miserably and gets fired.
Kanye's White House trip.
Cool. This isn't a clown show, is it?
Not at all. And next, I don't know if you've seen this yet. The newest Boston Dynamics robot?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen this guy. Okay, here, let me pull
Are we one step closer to the takeover?
Check this out. Look at him. He's running, jumping over a log, and then doing like parkour.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy, right?
That's where we're at, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, we're all dead.
No, I'm still not scared of these at all. Like, they need power. You just deny them of that power.
He doesn't need power. You got to get his battery out of his back. How's he going to do that when he's got his metal arm shoved down your throat?
You sneak up on him. He's a robot.
Oh,
you knock him over.
Okay, you're going to use your intuition against a computer.
You just unplug the thing. Like, he's got to charge at some point.
That's fine. Yeah, just years away from mass elimination from robots.
At some point, the thing has to plug itself in to charge.
Okay.
What's it going to build itself a solar panel so it always charges itself?
I'm siding with the robots. No, that's cool. That's very cool.
It's crazy impressive, though, what these things can do. And they're creepy looking because they make them look like they have their movements are very human.
Yeah. But I wonder, is it like programmed to learn just that? So, like, take 3 steps, up, up, up. Like, if you put that on an obstacle course that it hasn't been programmed to, does it learn? Obviously, that's the difference maker there.
And did it take, 15,000 hours of programming by 300 people
and is that
to
worth
get them
it?
to do that?
And is that worth it?
Like, if that robot walked in the door right now, first of all, would it know how to, like, turn a doorknob and open it?
Right.
And once it was in here, would I just be able to walk up to it and be like, stiff arm it and knock it over?
Yeah, you just have to put, like, a power cord a half an inch too high on the carpet and it's going down. Yeah. Can it get itself up? A lot of questions.
Yeah.
Very cool to see this stuff, but I guess I always thought like robot technology would accelerate faster than it has.
Yeah, and like with this, it's incredible to watch. But I wonder, what is the ultimate goal with this? Like, what's the practical use for this guy? I mean, if it's going to be this guy is going to go in and defuse bombs, cool,
right?
But yeah,
how are we closer to like what seems to be interactive, like sex robots?
Yeah, boy,
than actual robots that can be useful in the world.
Well, I mean, it's obvious, the old cliche of sex sells,
right?
It's a $1 billion industry, like the porn and sex industry, so it's not a surprise.
Well, we could put all of this money and grant money towards figuring out how to get a robot to do a Mud Runner 5K, or we could have people have sex with these things.
Help a fat loser get laid.
With no regard for anything else and make millions and millions of dollars.
Yeah,
so
that's
I guess
crazy.
It's not that much of a decision.
If you haven't seen that yet, just Google Boston Dynamics. I'm guaranteed it's the first link that pops up.
Fascinating.
Yeah, crazy. Before that, we had Kanye's White House trip.
Whatever, man. What a clown show. I mean,
the most embarrassing thing about
wasn't
it
he there with Nugent and Kid Rock?
After his 10-minute rant in the Oval Office, the most embarrassing part was when the president sat back and just said, "Wow, that was really impressive." Like, what? What?
I mean, it's safe to say Kanye West has some mental issues that are presumably not addressed, right?
Yeah, he did a video stream the other night where he talked about like mind control, and
he's an absolute nutcase that is married into the biggest nutcase reality showcase family of all time, so it's only amplifying everything. It's just, I don't know. It's not a great look, but what does it matter?
Cleveland Browns before that, 2-2-1, going into week 6 of the NFL season.
Got them losing today.
Losing. Who are they playing today?
I believe they're playing the. Got them losing though.
All right,
it's a safe bet to always have the Cleveland Browns losing.
Yeah,
because based on history and even taking into account 2-2-1, safe to say they're usually not the favorites.
But man, I want to see them win. I feel the same way every year about the team that was on Hard Knocks.
Right.
I forget who it was last year. Oh, last year it was the L.A. Rams. Wanted to see them win. The year before that, I think it was the Titans. Wanted to see them win. Really became a big fan of J.J. Watt. Like, man, this guy. Wait, no, that's the Texans, right?
Yeah,
Houston Texans.
They were on 5 or 6 years ago.
Were they?
Yeah,
was it 5 or 6. Man,
yeah, they were on a while ago.
But yeah, I always root for that team. I always root for the team that's on Hard Knocks because they're obviously the underdog. Before that, John Cena's hair.
Yeah, grown out, man. Good for him.
Do you think he's trying to get in on this Operation Cooper hair?
Oh boy, we don't need him. We do not need him infiltrating the ranks. I mean, you and I are battling that alone.
Look at that. I think that's a good-looking hairstyle.
Even longer than I remembered it.
It's a very Mark Wahlberg haircut.
It is, isn't it? It looks like Mark Wahlberg with a comb over a little bit, like from the side part all the way over.
Look, that's not a bad guy to look like.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
Not at all. He does. Yeah, it's weird. He looks very, very Mark Wahlberg.
That guy's got to be doing quite okay on the open market, right?
I'd say so. Yeah, ever since his breakup, he's
doing okay.
Probably doing just fine. I don't think that he's on. He's probably not on Tinder. He'll probably.
I think he'll just make his rounds in the Hollywood circles he now is in. Yeah, that's probably safe to bet.
And finally, Taylor Swift. Some are saying that Taylor Swift's Instagram post about the Democrat in
Tennessee,
Democrats in Tennessee, she's going to be supporting. Some say that is the she is solely responsible for like the largest surge in voter registration, like in history or in recent history.
That's what it took, huh? Is Taylor Swift?
Something. If that's what it takes, cool. I think that the more people you have voting, for the most part, the better.
I think it leads to more of a discussion about like why do we have to register? Shouldn't you just be automatically registered to vote once you turn 18 type of thing? But I mean, here we are. The odds of that changing are very slim.
Yeah.
So if that's what it takes is these big celebrity pushes, then so be it, right?
Cool.
I'm glad that some of them take the onus upon themselves to get that word out there. Now she's opened herself to quite a bit of hate.
Yeah,
she started in country music, which is notoriously conservative, has quite a few fans from there, and you come out supporting a Democrat, and you're gonna catch some ire.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you start discussing politics, you're automatically alienating half of your fan base,
right?
So, well, hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully the people that register actually do follow through and vote, and that they do some research before they vote. So it's an educated vote and not just a vote.
Reminds me of, what was it, Rock the Vote back in the day?
Yeah.
That was the big campaign, and now I don't know if there's anything like that. I don't think Get Out the Vote.
Yeah.
But it's just nuts to me that it's that much of a headache to register to vote.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Very weird.
Fast 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The new Halloween movie, Steve.
Boy, seen it, and man, was it good.
I mean, it comes out next Thursday, so was that?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I
think you talked over it, but that's all
right. It doesn't come out till next Thursday, so you got a screening, huh?
Yeah, well, when you're on the board, like I am.
The board of what?
Yeah.
Regents?
Board of movies.
Oh, whoa! The board of movies, you say? My goodness.
Yep.
All right. That comes out this Friday. Hurricane Michael.
Devastating, man. And that it seems like it snuck up, too.
Unbelievable.
Like, you didn't hear about it until, 2 days before it made landfall, it seemed like. At least here.
Yeah. And it's like
Sure
it kept growing. Like, it was like, oh, it'll be Category 1, just some rain and winds. And next thing you know, it's like, this is the biggest landfall of a hurricane on the Panhandle, in how many years?
In recorded history, they said.
What an aggressive turn.
It hit the Panhandle as a 4, right?
Right.
And then it quickly reduced to a 3.
Which is what happens, but still, wow.
Devastating.
Just the images and the drone footage, which is a new thing now, but being able to see that drone footage over the land where it hit.
It's terrible.
It's flat.
Yeah.
There's nothing
I have relatives
there.
in the Panhandle, too. And,
it's terrifying.
Everything, they didn't experience, they didn't even lose their power. But
it's horrifying.
I mean, they said trees down everywhere, and it's just devastating.
Jamal, I apologize for not knowing how to pronounce it. Khashoggi?
I don't know who that is.
You haven't been following? That's a big news of the week, Steve. The journalist who was missing in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, And I saw, I apologize, I didn't know the name. I saw something yesterday where they said tech experts are saying that he recorded his death on his Apple Watch.
Oh, really? See, because now it's not, technically it isn't confirmed yet that he's dead, but every indication is the Saudi Arabian government appeared to lure this man
into the consulate, right?
And then killed him.
Yeah.
That's the running theory because he had been a vocal critic of Saudi Arabia and was apparently murdered in Turkey. So what a weird scenario, because there's a lot of money in the Trump press conference this past week about this whole scenario. I think he got some blowback from it because he essentially said it's not worth the fight over the $100 billion worth of arms and trading we do with them. And I think there was some heavy blowback. Came out with a statement yesterday that said there should be heavy retribution if it's found out that Saudi Arabia had anything to do with this person's killing.
Yeah.
Because this person was technically not a citizen, but a permanent resident here in the United States.
Yeah, that's bad. It's again,
ugly.
I apologize for not knowing the name, but I definitely know the story.
Yeah, I didn't know the name until I read through the story to get the name. But this feels like it could blow up into something bigger.
Sure.
Even going forward, especially if evidence comes out that he was murdered. Like, hey, he was murdered, and he was murdered by the Saudi Arabian government, telling what the consequences are going to be pretty terrifying to think about.
I'm curious to see what the evidence is. Because, like I said, I saw a couple news stories yesterday saying that he recorded his death on his Apple Watch, which I don't... not to minimize that, but I don't understand how that's possible.
How that would work,
because you can't do that. There's not like a camera built into it.
I mean, is there there's a microphone though, right?
But I don't know what it. I guess maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. So I guess we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what the actual evidence is.
Melania Trump. Seen that coming out as a big sit down with, I want to say it's 2020?
Yeah.
Or ABC News?
And I saw that something about her. Remember that jacket that she wore?
Yep. That's what spurred me to put her on there. Yeah. I don't really care, do you?
Yeah.
Jacket when she went to visit the children who were in cages in the immigration camps, I believe.
Yeah. So they're doing it's a full thing, huh? Full sit down with her?
Full sit down with her where she said she doesn't know if Donald Trump will run in 2020, but she supports him no matter what. But she did address the jacket, saying, yes, she wore it to essentially stick it to the left-wing media is what she said. Openly admitted that.
All right.
I never heard her talk. I didn't realize that she, it's obviously her second language.
Sure.
I'd never heard that. I thought she had been here for so long, but...
no, she has a pretty heavy accent.
Yes. Yeah, very heavy. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm reading about this Apple Watch thing right now, Steve. Sorry to interrupt. But yeah, Khashoggi turned on the recording function before walking into the Saudi consulate on October 2nd. The moments of his interrogation, torture, and killing were audio recorded, sent to both his phone and to the iCloud.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Security forces found the audio file inside the phone. He left with his fiancée. Upon noticing the watch, his assailants tried to unlock the watch with multiple password attempts, ultimately using his fingerprint to unlock it, successful in deleting only some of the files.
Oh, jeez. Well, that's Seems kind of cut
We'll
and
see
dry.
if anything comes from that, because that's it's like a secondhand news account, newspaper account from over there. So, it's a terrifying story, though. It really is. Ugh.
Sure.
And lastly, Kanye West.
I go back and forth on Kanye, wondering, is he really smart or is he really stupid?
I think he's really stupid.
I think right now I'm in the camp of he's really stupid. I think he's smart in that he's able to stay relevant, but he comes off as being really dumb. And I'm sorry, but if you listen to Kanye and you say, like, yeah, Kanye knows what he's talking about. Kanye doesn't have a clue what he's talking about.
No, it definitely does not seem like
what did he
does.
say? He thinks that the 13th Amendment
repeal the 13th
should be repealed,
Amendment.
and the 13th Amendment was what made slavery, what outlawed slavery.
Yep. Yeah, it's very odd.
You want to make
odd.
slavery legal? Is that what you're saying?
Right? I don't understand him, and I don't think he's smart enough to be the guy who's like, I'll just say wild stuff and stay in the news. I think he actually thinks of stuff. I mean, this is a guy who left civilization to go to Wyoming to go record an album and like didn't tell anybody he was off the grid. It's like there like I said, there's very clearly something going on with him, and there has been for a long time, especially ever since his mother passed. I want to say it was 10 to 12 years ago. His music's changed. He has changed. He seems to be unhinged.
Yeah.
He really does.
Yeah.
So he got a lunch at the White House.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, yeah, sit down with the leader of the free world. Mm-hmm. Spew your nonsense.
For that, Melania Trump.
I'd like to actually watch that or listen to that.
Yeah, I'm curious because I mean it's a clear PR move for her because people have, especially since the Stormy Daniels stuff came out a long time ago.
Yeah, was that part of it?
I believe they addressed the cheating allegations and she essentially guffawed and
fake news,
brushed him away type of thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Before that, the Jamal. I apologize for not knowing how to say the last name. Khashoggi.
All right. Yeah.
We talked extensively about that.
Yeah, I'll be interested, like I said, to see if what you read about the evidence that they have is actually true or not.
Yeah, and again, it's just a horror. Like the consequences of this, it seems like such an insane story because Trump has now said there will be severe consequences if it's found out they had anything to do with him missing / being killed. So,
which there should be.
There's hunky dory with the Saudi government, and WWE has an event there in a few weeks, and they've taken a lot of what can safely be called blood money at this point to appease the princes and the kings over there and do a big show and dog and pony show for them. It's weird, and it's gonna. I mean, it could filter down to the oil market, which it always does in the Middle East. So this is something to keep an eye on, and what's going to be a big story going forward. Before that, Hurricane Michael, just the devastating landfall there in the Panhandle, and it's always insane to see the flattening of cities and neighborhoods with this.
Left.
It's
what
crazy.
They say about between 15 and 20 deaths.
Yeah, I think that's where definitely double digits.
Was it like they said 17 and expected to grow?
I think, and again, I can only speak for myself. I would leave so fast.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know where I'd go. I would just start driving.
And it's easy to say, sitting in our in our like where we are, because we don't have to deal most of the natural disasters like hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes. For the most part, we don't have to worry about that here. It's easy to say like, oh, just move. But I mean, if somebody's been there their entire life,
and some people can't go. There's nowhere they can.
Their
go.
whole family's there, and they don't have the means to just pick up and move.
Awful spot to be in. Awful.
Yeah.
But that was a big one. That was a big landfall that, like I said, set a lot of records down in Florida. Mm-hmm. And lastly, the new Halloween movie comes out this week, Steve.
Oh, boy, it is great. Wait until the scene at the 31-minute mark.
Oh, you're timing it. That's impressive.
When Jason comes out.
What a crossover.
And kills the Great Pumpkin.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Charlie Brown does not see it coming.
Spoiler alert. Apologies for that there at the end.
Wait, didn't we used to have a spoiler alert?
We did, yeah. Man, I can't believe you just offended our listeners like that, Steve.
I apologize.
Just sitting here listening to the Fast Side driving their car, and they have the 31-minute mark scene stolen from their viewing. the new Halloween movie.
Yeah, my apologies. Here, it's a little late for this, but I will play it once I turn the sound up.
Okay, good.
Spoiler alert!
There it is. You've been warned. It's not our fault.
So once again,
Spoiler alert!
Sorry about your luck if you didn't hear that before.
So yeah, the 31-minute mark. Jason kills
The Great Pumpkin.
the Great Pumpkin while Charlie Brown just stands on, watching in horror.
Oh, that poor guy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Surprise appearance, too, by Guy Fieri. Yeah. Didn't see
Whoa!
that. Yeah, I know.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to see
You
it.
heard it here first.
Looking to break a lot of October box office records there, Steve, coming up this week. The new Halloween movie. 40 years after the original. Cannot wait.
Yeah, so that's the one that you're not going to be able to see.
Cannot wait.
You will not be. I'll tell you what, I will go. I'll take notes, and I'll read them back to you next time we record.
I don't know if that's going to give me the same joy, but I appreciate your effort.
That would actually be really funny. Like, okay, so then this guy, I don't know who he is, but he's wearing like a hockey mask, and he comes out, and he does this. Right? Right? Cool?
Great. And then this character didn't get the name, but yeah,
I don't know. I think they called him like Danny, maybe. I don't know. It could be Todd. I'm not sure. You probably know who I'm talking about.
yeah, no, it's the guy with the big hair, glasses.
All right. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Steve and Kyle, Facebook.com/Steve and Kyle, so you can see the progress on hashtag Operation Cooper Hair.
Yeah, I got that video. I'll chop it down a little bit and I'll post it on the social media so you can look at that, get a sneak peek at how 7 days of hard work by Steve has looked.
Yeah. So you can download, subscribe, and review the show on iTunes, the Apple Podcast app, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Libsyn, SteveandKyle.com, SteveandKyle.com/merch if you want to pick up some T-shirts or really any other form of merch. There's a ton of stuff up on the merch store, a bunch of different designs. So it's official then, man. This is our last.
Yeah, unless
we will
something
not be recording next week.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, unless something changes drastically. Yeah, we will be having the baby inducing labor Thursday.
So latest possible date, Thursday for this baby. We have an episode in the can that we're gonna send out next week, so we won't miss a week. Just our schedule will be a little bit different, but good luck to you. Good luck to Katie. Looking forward to
nervous and excited.
Looking forward to meeting the little guy in just a matter of days.
Yeah.
So that'll be we'll be sure to. Well, it's totally up to you when you want to update the listeners on the newest addition to the Steve and Kyle podcast family.
Absolutely, that'll be Well, my God, I can't believe it. This is it.
Be sure to follow, like I said, on Twitter at Steve and Kyle, Facebook.com/Steve and Kyle. Once there's any news, once Kyle and Katie give the okay, we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah.
So
here we are.
Here we are. Crazy, right?
Terrified.
All right. Well, talk to you in a couple weeks then. Actually, talk to you next week, but you know what I mean. See ya.